Did you ever play Kingdom Hearts? And if you did you ever wish you could play with all the characters? Not just the main heroes, the classics, like Aladdin and Hercules as your allies. No, but a deeper dive into the Disney universe. That's where we have Lorcana, the Disney trading card game. And yes, this is the first 4 expansions with the original. So through the original plus 3, 4 whole expansions, master set. Everything not in the binder. It's currently in a deck or in a much higher security area than a single binder, because some of the cards got some ridiculous pricing now. But back to the comparison between the great game that is known as Kingdom Hearts, one of the most intertwined, convoluted storylines that I just can't really seem to tear myself away from. At the beginning of the story for the first chapter in Lorcana, a random teenager or a random person, who knows, they don't really specify the age, finds themselves in the Illuminary, which is, if you ever played Kingdom Hearts, it looks like one of the floating planets that you get to on your gummy ship. So as soon as they arrive, they find something called an Incaster, which is a keyblade that's not a key, but it's magic. And they can summon very powerful allies from all over the Disney universe and some of their adjoining properties. As you'll see, these are only the first 4 sets, so you're not going to see any gargoyles or Toy Story characters, but they are in there. They seem to have scrubbed Mushu until a much later expansion, but I'm not gonna get into how disappointed I was that Mushu was overlooked, even though he's, from the relatively modern characters, one of the most beloved. But here we have the entire first chapter of Lorcana collectibles. We have, of course, rarity symbols, uncommon, super rare, which is like a little, it looks like a fleur-de-lis, regular rares, triangles. This Hades is in foil. Behind him is the non-foil version. I cheaped out on making the master set. There's 2 cards stacked on top of each other. Not great collector habits, but it's pretty good for stacking multiple cards in the same slot and not having to buy entire binders and page sets for multiples. They're not pristine. They're packed fresh. Throw them straight into the binder with sleeves if it's rare or higher, or if it's a really short printed foil. But it's not to maintain value. It's mostly for my own personal collection. It's not minty by any means. As you can see, these cards are different colors. These are like a yellowish amber. I'm colorblind, so I'm going by what I've heard. So you can see Rapunzel, she has a different rarity symbol than we've seen so far. It's like gold. It's the legendary set symbol. That card was completely busted when this game first came out. And here, good old Pumbaa gives us the common rarity symbol. We got a rare Moana. These are pretty much lore they can quest for. They, of course, have attack and resistance, or defense, or HP, whatever you want to call it. Unlike most games, any HP you lose is not refreshed during your upkeep or your draw step or at the end of turn. The damage is persistent unless you heal it. You have to take actions to heal it. There's skills that can heal. There's a lot of ways to get rid of the damage, but it does not auto-regenerate. These cards are not Wolverine. And technically only Wolverine is Wolverine, even in Magic. As you can see, the sleeve I have for this Rapunzel and isn't in the best of shapes, but it's inside the binder, inside the sleeve, so it'll be fine. We have 5 different colors. We have this amber, gold, yellow. Someone might say it. Then we have purple. They serve different different styles of play. Yellow is very rampy. Just in Time was also very, very busted when the game first came out. You could pretty much pay 3 and to play a character that cost up to 5, which was very, very aggressive in the early game. Then you have your purple, which is a little more my style than yellow. I like some of the yellow cards. My favorite yellow card is Cinderella, the one we were trying to chase from the Floodborn set the other time. You got your Elsa Spirit of Winners. This is the cheap version of it. It's just legendary. Still not easy to get. And it can pretty much exert characters, pretty much freeze them in play. Purple is my favorite color to play for many reasons. It gives you kind of control, like blue and Magic, without being absolutely toxic and hateful, and nobody wants to play with you anymore. You could have the best friend group, but as soon as somebody starts playing blue, they're not friends with anybody anymore. Notes of where I left my cards, because not all of them are in here. Green, it's, green is green. And then in any game that's color coded like this, it is pretty average. It's not strong by any means. It's not weak. Yellow was really weak when the game first came out. It needed some aggression, and you can dual spec, but dual specking yellow, it had to be something with a lot more aggressive. You could do it with purple. You could do it. A lot of people did it with steel, which is like a gray color, supposedly. But as you can see, they took different inspirations from like different movies, like Emperor Cusco, Lady Tremaine, the Mad Hatter, Megara, infinite versions of Mickey Mouse. Like, if you're a Mickey Mouse fan, this is your game. Like, even like Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, Mother Gothel, she had some good cards. One of the goats right here, one of my favorite Disney characters of all time, Peter Pan. And of course, Tinkerbell as a faithful sidekick. And nobody's ever gonna convince me that Gaston wasn't the hero. He didn't really know. I mean, like, if you heard some girl you like got abducted by a giant beast and I went to rescue her, you wouldn't think you're the bad guy, but they made him out to be the bad guy somehow. I'm not saying the beast is a bad guy. Probably Belle for not explaining things. Captain Hook, red, just like in every game. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. This is one of my favorite red cards from the first set. Maleficent. And got her in a foil, legendary. When you play this card, you may banish chosen character. So pretty much just field removal, just on summon. This character, Maui, hear it all. He's rare, but he was very easy to pull in the first set. And it was really good because he has Rush, which is like haste. Fantastic, no summoning sickness. Got Mickey, one of his first legendaries. There's some tournament promo versions of this card that go for insane amounts of money. I don't have those. I just collect the basic sets. If it included going anywhere, I try to get tickets to go participate. Sold out almost immediately. Horrendous experience. Scar is my son's favorite. Very, very cool. We got Stitch. People are like that. We got the Takaz. Different versions of Peter Pan, different colors. So, some of your favorite heroes will be in whatever color you like to play. And then we got blue. Blue is a very, very nice color in this game. It's not magic blue. Like, people won't hate you. It's, how would you describe it? It's more of a late in the, it it takes time for blue to be pretty powerful, but some of the newer cards made it ramp real hard. I like blue in this game. Fantastic color. Not only that, they got Tamatoa, even more versions of Scar, Phil, Robin Hood, Triton. Is some of the most, I can't even explain without cursing how useless his cards are. They're expensive. They're supposedly physically tough. That they barely can quest. Like, it's a giant beat stick. It takes too long to summon, and it's almost completely useless. Fishbone, great card. Helps you generate mana. Ink. Because you're a magician with your Inkcaster, Keyblade, Harry Potter wand. Beast, he's got great cards. Captain Hook. Some of my best cards, not best, some of my favorite cards in the first set are in steel, which is a color, which I think is gray or silver. I don't know what color it is. And it's not just like, oh, they're mechanically strong. No, it's some of the best looking cards in this set. Like, even a Kronk. Look at this Kronk. Almost as beefy as Triton, cheaper, and quest for the same. What would you play? Kronk or Triton? Kronk, always, of course. Look at this, Maui. Almost the same kind of cost as Triton, stronger, quest for more. And this is the horrible version of Maui. He's not good at all. I used Hans a lot when this first came out. Felt horrible because Hans is a villain. Nobody can debate that point. Horrible dude. Worst dude. Not a very good hombre. Not at all. Grab your swords. It's a song. Songs and items are like spells and enchantments. You also get actions. They're amazing. To do a song, you have to do a character with a certain cost and tap them, so you can sing it for free. Or you can pay it as ink cost, but you're not really playing Disney things if your characters aren't singing. Like, I know that wasn't a thing in most of Kingdom Hearts, but they did have the level with the Little Mermaid where you kind of do a little musical number. Not my favorite part. Not at all. But Giant Tink, she's in my deck. I don't think Giant Tink is ever coming to this, because the Giant Tinkerbell is by far my favorite card to play with in this game. Never let me down during the original set. Now this is the second set that came out. Started a little bit of power creep. And this is the Cinderella. This is the rare version, not the enchanted I was chasing. It is very busted. Cost one ink. Does 1/2 and only quest for 1. But she has something called Singer 3, which will let her sing songs that cost 3 ink. So anybody that's ever played any trading card game that is resource intensive, aka not Yu-Gi-Oh, you would have to come up with a counter to something this Cinderella can do in turn 1 that you're not able to do until turn 3. Unless you have a deck that ramps, which this color is amazing at ramping to get the rest of the fellas on the field. So, if we can go back to the first one, pretty sure you guys do remember a card I told you guys was severely overpowered in the beginning. It's called Just in Time. Just happens to cost 3, which lets you cast a tremendously large creature that costs 5. So now you're talking about trying to counter something that cost 5 while you're on turn 1. And guess what's one of the best 5 creatures in the entire first set? Maui, who can attack on the first turn. He's a 6/5 creature. He can't quest for anything, but he also has Reckless that he can't quest, and he must challenge each turn of Fable. This is control. Not by item, not by enchantments, not by song. This is field control. You have the biggest beat stick on turn 1 than anybody can have. That's why that Cinderella was enormous power creep for this game, in my opinion. Who knows? Some 500 IQ guy probably found out that this Piglet costing 3, 2/4, quest for 2, somehow came up with a OTK 1-turn kill. Maybe. My brain's not that large, and I don't try that hard. Mufasa, fantastic art. Here we're moving into a completely different storyline, which is fantastic as well. Got this cool Snow White. Some people didn't like the dress. I like the upgrade. Color inversions. The stripes made her legendary. She's got Shift 4, which you could play this on top of one of your weaker ones for 4 ink instead of 6. I think this is where Shift started. Can't remember. I played this one, but not as much as I played the first one. It wasn't until Ursula that I played a lot more. And this is where you start seeing a lot more cards missing that I threw in my deck. I have an Enchanted up here. Madam Mim, I keep her here. She's super rare. Like, all the Enchanteds are ridiculously rare. Some are just worth more than others. Just based on collectability, usability, what they do. And for some reason, she's not that great. And not worth a lot. There's Enchanteds in this specific expansion that are worth 10 times what she's worth, conservatively, maybe. But I haven't checked the price in a long time. That's why she stays in the regular binder with everybody else. Peter Pan Shadow, one of my favorite cards from this set. It was fantastic. Evasion, one of the best mechanics in this game. This also introduced the Madam Mim / Merlin competition with all the different transformations. The rabbit, the squirrel, the goat, the crab. This was a fantastic loop, fantastic way to play this game. It was fun. It was interactive. Your opponent had a chance to beat you. You had a chance to beat them. It was a golden way to win, golden way to play. Like, I really do miss this cycle. I didn't play it as much, but it was amazing. Now we got a new song, The Legend of the Sword and the Stone. It was fantastic. This has a lot of the movies I like. They got My Boy Flynn Rider in several colors. And just some very useful cards. We got Prince John. Of course, everybody loves Prince John. He even has Ward. And Ward, I think they probably didn't come up with a more Disney way of naming it. This one, we finally saw Baloo too. Like, we've seen Donald, but they even had, like, Honest John, the Not That Honest, because, like, he looks so trustworthy. So trustworthy. They also did Damari, Mulan. Mulan gets a lot of love in this game. There's a lot of really good Mulan cards. They have You Can Fly. If they made this a full art foil promo, I'd buy it. It's fantastic. Some of the more fantastic cards artwork doesn't get a lot of love because it's not on a card that's ridiculously powerful. Here we get Smart Gaston. So what would have happened if they would have told him, it's like, hey, Beast isn't a bad guy. He would have gotten all scientific on us. Steampunk Gaston, the intellectual powerhouse. I played it. It's not a very powerful. I just played it for the lore. 4 dozen eggs. Popsicle. This popsicle. This was fantastic. When you play this item, you may draw a card. Banish this item, remove up to 2 damage from a character. Remember I told you can't heal automatically? Popsicles give you draw for 1 cost. And hey, let's say you didn't need to draw. You could put it in your inkwell because it's inkable with your little magic keyblade Harry Potter wand inkcaster. Then you could heal. It was fantastic. The popsicle, one of the best things ever. Beast, legendary, very powerful card. Cinderella, stout-hearted. I still want my other Cinderella, but the enchanted version of this, which is somewhere in here, is fantastic looking. I don't know if I moved that. They got Shang, they got Jafar. Keep your eye on Jafar because he's about to rise soon. Here's my Snow White enchanted, completely gleamed out by my light. It's a wonderful card. I love the way they did all the enchanted princesses. They always do them right. They even did Tiana. They gave her a new dress, new getup. Pretty cool. Wreck-It Ralph. You'll see him more in the future. Then we get into the 3rd expansion, where you see Kita, the Atlantean, and they wrote it in Atlantean. And Chernobog, like, who would have thought to make him a creature? I don't know. It was like just a decision they made one day. They finally put some respect on my boy Baloo, made him a rare. Perdita, the mom, it's in my wife's deck. Piglet, the poo pirate, it's my deck because he's powerful and he's a poo pirate. Pluto, wonderful, wonderful foil. No, but as you can see, this is when they introduced the Dalmatians. They're expanding the universe a little in this one. Not a lot, like, God forbid. It didn't get crazy until like the 6th expansion. But this set introduced Chernobog's followers. Whenever the character quests, you may banish them to draw a card. So, more draw engines. This is fantastic. Jafar got a little bit more love before the Reign of Jafar, which is the future expansion. Well, future at this point. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I think they have like 3 of them in here. Big Maleficent fan. They always do it right. Ursula, Sea Witch, and this before she even gets her own expansion. Sorcerer's Tower. This one they start introducing locations. Queen's Castle. Cursed Merfolk, also a fantastic card. I don't know if they still are. I'm currently not playing, and as you know, any new game with power creep, like they got this Milo Thatch, look pretty cool, legendary. Some of these games, like the power creep is like insane, so I might still be able to play. I might not. We got Ursula, Deceiver of All. Very, very overpowered card when it first came out. Whenever this character sings a song, you may play that song again from your discard for free and put it at the bottom of your deck. So, cycling. Summon. Summon again. If you use the song I talked about earlier. Now you got 2 characters just about as strong as good old Maui, decimating everybody. You could have a Peter Pan. You could have the Milo we saw earlier. You could get another Ursula that's not as good. You could cast the Ursula if you have another one that's that good. You could cast this Moana that has whenever this character quests while at a location. Ready all other characters here. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. So, protection. If you want it. The combos were all over the place. You play the game the way you want. A little more love for Peter Pan. Prince Eric. Not like in the live action, they actually made him cool in the game. So I love this card game. They stay true to the characters while giving them new life. You can play with them like you could in Kingdom Hearts in a different way. But you still get to, you don't have to make any meta deck. You don't have to follow any specific strategy. As long as you're within the rules, you could have a Wendy deck with the Lost Boys and her siblings, and like the horrible versions of Peter and Tink that aren't powerful. Lucky Dime. I have like 3 of those, but they're in decks. They even have Little John in this one. Nice version of Little John. That was a good card. Let's see. Razul for some reason. Another Mufasa that's nowhere near as cool as the legendary Mufasa. But they really have fun with the artwork. Like this Hades is, I think they intended to make the Titans in the set like really powerful if you're using this Hades. But he's really expensive. He doesn't cost for much, and the Titans aren't exactly easy to summon. So if he ever did like a Titan engine, and he could ready them again and either quest again or damage, because like they have great cards. Like Olympus would be that way, or Rise of the Titans, where you just destroy locations. Here's another enchanted Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge. This is also not worth a lot. That's why it's still in here. Here we have the last of the first 4 expansions. This is the Ursula expansion, where she reigns supreme with her giant tentacle knees and fishmail. This is where they introduced the Madrigal family. And when I tell you that all the legendary Madrigals, I have a stack. I have a trade binder. I have them all over the place. I don't know why. I've asked people. They weren't as common as I found them to be. Goofy the Musketeer. Mickey the Musketeer. It's in my wife's deck. And yes, they were that useful at the time. Yeah, but I'm cursed by the Madrigals. Like, this is a stack of foils. This is a stack of foils. These, I just have the one foil. The Isabella Madrigal, the good card from all the Madrigals, I have foil in my deck. And just the regular one here. But I have them all over the place. There's the Bruno, the legendary Bruno. I don't know how many of those I have. This Ursula, my deck. Yen Sid, they made him legendary. They made him look like he was going to be really great. But he's not. The Mickey Mouse that does brooms, way better than the Yen Sid that does brooms. This is supposed to be Mickey Mouse's master, and he's nowhere near as good. This is supposed to be about lore, and I'm upset that they made Yen Sid lame. Diablo. That was a real degenerate combo. So you could OTK people with this Diablo. I have an enchanted one somewhere. But these Diablos were going for a lot of money when this set first came out. Because it was this like squirrel thing. And it was degenerate. I didn't play it because I know how people felt about that. And I didn't go to play competitively. I only played like pre-release events. My wife, other people I knew that played, and nobody wants to get OTK'd by Squirrel. Fun writer friend of me. Beyond toxic, but in a good way. At the start of your turn, you have a character in play with more attack than the opposing character. You gain 3 lore. This was fantastic. If you had this card and you could get it out faster, it was the only reason to have giant beat sticks. Because you would just be gaining lore. De facto. Whenever you played this, people would be trying to kill him so fast. People would just get mad at you. They would hyper-focus, and then you could do anything else you wanted during the game. Also got an Inkcaster. See, this is your magic Keyblade, Harry Potter one, a Batarang, all-in-one item. But this is the hidden one. When you play this item, draw a card. All cards in your hand count as having ink, which is fantastic. Green was actually useful for using this. Green's not a bad color. It's not powerful like the other one. See? Mulan, more legendary treatments. Sisu. the weak Sisu, because the one my wife is using is actually powerful. Good old Tuk Tuk. When I say I have piles in each slot, I'm not joking. Just like piles. And this is a rare card. Just regular rare. But it's, oh my god. Just get so many. Anna, the True Hearted. I have this one enchanted as well. But this went so hard. It is the best design they've ever done for Anna. And the card isn't that great. They went that hard. And it's like, yeah, I mean, she's okay. This one, Aurora, Lord Guardian, fantastic. Also one of the best designs for Aurora. But that True Hearted Anna, they could have made the mechanic a little better. Because even the enchanted version is not that expensive. Queen. See? Triton. Just not good. But this one costs 9. Quest for 3. Opposing character get -1 attack for each location you have in play. I'm like, at this point, by the time I have 9 ink, like, the game's over. Dude, the game's been over. And like by then anybody can counter, anybody can destroy, and it's like, oh yeah, do this. Yeah, good. Okay, good job. Ariel, Sonic Warrior, fantastic card. One of the best looking enchanteds at this point. There's some enchanteds now. They've given them some treatments, and now there's a higher rarity. The iconics, in between legendary and enchanted, the epics, Piglet, Super Swordsman. I find them, I fight them. The Madrigal family got a lot of love. Raya is in almost every set. And not once has there been a card I want to play from her. Which is sad. And that concludes the Master set of the first 4 expansions of Lorcana. Minus Enchanted. Because I'm keeping those in a secure area. Somewhere near my ZZ Shadow 2. Because they're worth more than my car now as a stack. Kind of like the Power 9. It's not something you just keep in a binder in your room or in your bookcase. Is this stack of cards worth a lot of money? Yes. Is a Power 9 worth more than almost the entire thing? Depending on which one you have. Keep stuff in a safe. Fireproof. This is good and secure for normal collectibles. Like 500 and under, 300 and under, depending on your threshold of risk. But to keep it a little simple and clean, if you've ever wanted to play with your Disney characters like you could in Kingdom Hearts, and I mean, you can play with your Final Fantasy characters in Magic the Gathering, but do you want to be a try-hard edgelord like the Cloud fans? No, you don't. Like, Final Fantasy VI is still peak. 7 was some people's first Final Fantasy. That's why they love it so much. Zack Fair, Crisis Core, better than regular 7. Cloud is a fraud. Cloud wants to be Zack so bad. He thought he was Zack. Spoilers. Cloud is like a Jane Doe or a Mary Sue with mental problems and memory lapses. Then you get way better characters. If you've ever played 6, I'm pretty sure Terra could solo Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 8 also had a little bit of an edgelord guy going on. But Squall is charismatic and cool. 9, some people forget about 9. 9 had a fantastic story. Overarching themes. Great gearing. some of the richest storytelling in the Final Fantasy that didn't try to take itself so seriously. 10, when 10 first came out, everybody I grew up with said it was dog shit. I like 10. People remember 10 now as a classic and they love it. But I always liked 10. 11 online, good. 12, it was good. 13, depends on who you ask and which one they played, because there's 3 of them. 14, Realm Reborn, fantastic. Fantastic game. 15, oh my god. If it hadn't been delayed so long, it's still a good game. But it was delayed for like all eternity. Like, we got it before GTA 6 though, but we get everything before GTA 6. Like Aliens. Can you believe it? We found out aliens were real before we ever got GTA 6. But to go back to my main point in this entire video, if you want to play with your Kingdom Hearts motherfucker, if you want to play with your Kingdom Hearts mega characters that aren't from Square Enix, give Lorcana a try. It's not that hard to get into. The mechanics are sort of simple. And there's always characters like Lilo. Cost 1 strength, 1 durability, 2 lore. Quest, you're up 2. Does more damage than Big Brain plays sometimes. Because Big Brain plays depends a lot on luck and your opponent's letting you do it. A 1-drop, if somebody blows it up, it's a 1-drop. Fantastic game. As long as you don't play sweaty tryhards, it's amazing. So, if you want a simple game, love Kingdom Hearts, and the edgelords are either neither here nor there, feel free to try this fantastic card game. It's, if you're not collecting it, just get a deck to try it out. They're still $10. They're not Pokemon scalping. They're not Magic Commander deck. I'm going to include some Sol Ring and all these other Commander staples so I can justify having a $100 theme deck with no random cards. Literally no value if you reprint them in every Commander deck. Some people love Commander decks. I bought the Doctor Doom one just for the lore. They should be $10. I don't care if it devalues every printing of every card that's in there. There's no reason for a non-randomized product like a theme deck to be worth more than $10. 20, if you got some special treatments on them. This deck, Lorcana, $10. Has everything you need to play. Whole deck, 42 colors. Steel, amethyst, and what I call purple. And the rule book, damage counters, lore counter. And it had a booster pack, which I opened in that video. So, if you have a game that you can enjoy, might even make you reminisce about fighting in the arena of Kingdom Hearts, where Phil and Hercules need your help. And yes, eventually you run into the try-hard Cloud. I like Cloud too, but like, oh man, the Cloud fans are like the Deadpool fans. Toxic. Weebs. I know I'm toxic and a weeb, but you can't hold that against me, because I'm not a Cloud fan. There you go. Hades, King of Olympus. Wouldn't that be a cool arena fight in Kingdom Hearts? He might even be stronger than Sephiroth. Sephiroth is the greatest thing about Final Fantasy VII. Nobody can say anything different. He's not as great as Zack, but Zack died in Crisis Core, which is a spin-off of Final Fantasy VII. So he's not a Final Fantasy VII character. If we include Zack, Angeal, Zack, Genesis, better than Sephiroth. Sephiroth just has a better hair care routine. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, I'll see you on the next one.